Hello, hello, hello. And we're back to our throwdown landscape. And we're stitching this part up here. And let me bring you down so you can see better what's going on here. I did the light gray all up in here and through here. Now I'm coming across this section which has got the purples in it. And I had this big block of purple here, but it works out because of the purple in this muted into with this blue. It kind of balances. Plus I have a little in the center too, so it really works well that way. I'm using purple thread to sew this so it will blend, but I'm making some little French knots that are reaching for the clouds. And when they do that, we call them petal stitch and pistol stitch, excuse me. And I'll just love to do that, and it's just such a cool little feature when you're working on these little landscapes and everything. So I thought, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a couple more in here, and I think I will just throw them in over here on this side, and also show you, if you've never made a pistol stitch before, remember that it's just a French knot that's reaching for the clouds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we give it a long stem. We reach up, and then we let that knot go down, and we hold that, and then we pull our thread through. And when we do, we get a long stem with a little French knot on top. Okay, let's put a couple of more in there. We won't put as many as on the other side. 3 ought to be enough on this side. You can slant them or do them straight up. However you want to do them is fine. I think I'm going to slant one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to slant him to the side. Okay. So now I have the 3 pistol stitches right there, and I right there have completed all of that purple stitching across here. Now I need to stitch this one here. What I have done, which you may have noticed, is I put a little bit of threads right in there, stitched it down with purple thread. I'm going to take some more of those, if I can find them. Here they are. And I'm going to just kind of work them in like that. Okay, you see that? And while I'm over here, I'm going to stitch, just couch stitch that down, couching, which means just going over an item to keep it down in place. So just wrap your thread over the top of it, and it keeps it in place. Okay. I like to get a couple stitches in, enough to secure it, and then I can go back and add some more wherever I want it. This is simulating growth also, but it's keeping in the color tones, which I think is pretty on this one. Doesn't have to be necessarily apple green or brown or any black or anything like that. It could be any color you want it to be. whatever works in with your view of your piece. Okay. Okay, I have this little bit here of yarn and this little bit. Just breaks it up, gives your eye something to see as it's moving across the landscape. Okay, now I'm going to come across the top of this, and when I sewed this one I did a running stitch. It's hardly discernible. This one I'm going to do an overcast stitch over the top of the blue here. This will be more visible because, for one thing, it's purple and blue, and it's a stitch going in the vertical, so it's a little more visible. That's okay. I'm leaving the bottom unstitched because you never know till you get there whether you want to put the next thing under or over. Let's take that off. Okay, I'm going to pull it down a little bit and expose a little bit more of that purple fabric. This gauzy fabric, which is a scarf fabric actually, folds up on itself very, very nicely and pretty. It's very easy to work with in landscaping and things. When you want to shape it, it's nice fabric. So if you've got scarf material, gauzy fabric, it's like sewing through butter. It's just really nice. I love it. A great fabric to thrift for, because one thing thrift stores seem to have a lot of is scarves. And if you happen to be in the U.S. where the Goodwill bins are, and you can buy fabric by the weight, you can get a ton of scarf material for nothing, hardly pennies. Come all the way down, and then I'll go up and catch a couple of these little pieces with this purple. It'll work in on that. Good. All right. Just need to get some of this down so it doesn't fray on me. Straighten that out. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Let's go back, make another pass. That is very fringed out. I just don't want it fringing out anymore. I want to catch some of those loose ends. All right, I'm going to call that toasted and tie it off. Right. So we're about a third, excuse my squeaky chair, we're about a third of the way down here. Now, I had originally said that I was going to use that piece, but then I got to thinking, no, I don't like it's too much of a color change. So I went back in my stash and I found this one. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Okay, and I don't like to set a moon or a sun or anything like that square center. So when you're setting them, try to set them off to one side or the other. Okay, or set them, you can set them higher, but you know, not dead center. I'll show you. Dead center, that just doesn't look good. Okay, but if you position it one side or the other, even just a little off, you'd be fine. So I think I'll go ahead and stitch that in. Now I need a color that will work with that. There was a green coming around. Let's see if I can find that light green. That's a blue, that'll work. It's a light powdery blue and it'll blend with that green. It's got blue in it. Hang my purple thread on my light up here that I had left over. Straighten that out a little bit. See if I can get 2 strands off this quickly. I'm thinking that's going to be a pretty moon. Now, those colors are going to set the tone because they're nocturnal colors or early morning colors. They're cool colors. So because I like that so well and that's what's set up, that's going to set the tone for the rest of this landscape. So that tells me right away that some of the things I pulled out are not going to work because they go too much to the warmer side or they're too contrasted for the lighting of this. Late evening, early morning. This is not bright sunshine. This is moon rising or setting. Think about those things when you're building your collage. Like I said in the beginning, when we throw down, we're just throwing down to get something to work with, to start with. if you don't get something to start with, you can't go anywhere. But it doesn't mean that we have to use them, okay? But as you can see, we have used a ton of them already. So now we've got to see what else we can get here out of this throwdown batch that we can actually use. Okay, now this brown and red is pretty okay. This might be okay worked in right. This will definitely work. Not sure about that. We might can add another piece of purple. I'm not liking that. That's too summery, too bright. Not liking that. This still might work. No, that's really dulls it down. I don't like that. Possibly. Okay, and we have this, which still may work. All right, so pretty much we've only thrown out about 3 or 4 pieces, and we'll leave them here in our little throwdown pile in case we want to go back to it. But now we have to decide how we're going to work these pieces, okay? Now would be a good time to work in this piece, and I think this time we'll come over the top of it, so we'll tuck it under that. Okay, now this one has some strange colors going on, but actually it might really complement. Let's see. Get under there. Stay under there. The only thing is, I don't really like this strong streak of blue, but and I'm going to shape it the way I'd like it to lay in there. Pull it over a little bit. Get it to the edge. Pull it up and then bend it down. Then I can come in with this right through there, or let's just play with this a little bit, see where we're going with it. Don't care for that. This one might be better. Let's see how this one works. Okay, and then what if we do? Let's get this one off. Let's get this one down. Let's bring this one over the top of those. maybe I'll go back to the one I threw out and use it. Let's bring this one down a little bit. This one comes in like that. Let's see if we can shape this one to come in the way we want it to. Like that. Let's see. Alrighty. Thinking what I want to do with this. I'm not liking that too much. Let me see if I can make that less visible. Where's our... Okay, still thinking this right here is a little bit of strong stuff. Can I do anything with this? That kind of breaks that blue up, ties this piece in. All right, I'm thinking I'm gonna go with that. Okay, got lots of textures going on here, lots of colors, but we're coming from the total cool into a little bit warmer, and I'm still not crazy about that. I'm gonna have to go look for something, so I'm gonna hold this here and y'all don't go away because I'll be back.